And I want to talk some today about obedience brings blessing. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, God want to bless you. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. There are blessings that comes from God, and we are in need of God's blessing. Every day God blesses us, but there are some pinpoint things that we have focused on that laying seemingly dormant. But God want to resurrect some blessings. Some blessings that with your name on it. It's already written out. In other words, the check is already signed by Jesus. And he wants to bless us. So obedience brings blessings. Obedience brings blessings. Here he says, here was Moses that had given the law and had given orders to Joshua and told him what he wanted him to do. When we think in terms of these blessings that's coming from Deuteronomy chapter 28, there were blessings unconditional, and there are blessings conditional. And so we must differentiate here and look at what God does for those that he want to bless unconditionally, and also there are blessings that come to us conditional. As we look at to be blessed is to make one happy or prosperous. It is something that has been imparted to one to make them better, to make their life go better. Things that person need, and their needs are being met in some way or another, that is to be blessed. And so the Lord wants to bless us today, because all of us have come here with a need. I said all of us are here with a need. And there are those that are viewing this service today by television, and there are those that are listening to me by radio, and also there are those that are viewing by way of internet around the world. And I know that everyone that's listening to my voice right now can attest to the fact that you need a blessing. You need something to make your life go better, because there are many obstacles and many pitfalls that people have fallen into, and they need to get up out of that. It could even be a financial crisis that one has fallen into and don't look like the ends are going to come together. You need a blessing. There could be a physical ailment in your body and don't look like there's no way out. You need a blessing. I ain't getting nobody in here. As I mentioned, we welcome in all of those that are around the world, and there's someone in particular that spoke to me that's not here today and said, Daddy, would you mention my name? She said, would you mention my name? Because I'm going to be viewing, even though she's working today at the headquarters of Federal Express, and none other than my daughter. That's Paulette Maples Douglas. She and all of her co-workers, we welcome you joining our services today. And not only there, but wherever you are viewing by the internet, there is a word from the Lord. Now don't get too happy out there where you're going to do your job now. But God has a blessing waiting on those that will keep his word. And so it is, to be blessed is to enjoy the blessed of heaven. Heaven's blessed. And I believe that this center here, this church here, or this sanctuary here is as close as you're going to get to heaven on earth. Is between these walls here. And what you hear from this pulpit is as close as you're going to get to heaven on this earth. And so obedience brings blessing. Now, there are blessings, as I mentioned, unconditional, and unconditional blessings are without stipulations. There's no requirements that's placed upon one to be blessed or to receive an unconditional blessing. Nothing that one have to do in order to receive an unconditional blessing. But there are requirements of conditional blessings. In other words, something has to be done in order to be blessed conditional. Being blessed is based upon keeping the commandments of God. And that is what God is calling us to do, to line up so that we can be blessed. Here with the law that was given to Moses, and Moses passed it on to Joshua when God had brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt into the wilderness. And the wilderness experience was a time that God would test his people to see if they were going to follow him or not. After getting them out of Egypt, brought them into the wilderness, they soon began to mumble and grumble. And it's a bad thing to mumble and grumble when God is working. Even when they began to mumble and grumble, the earth got an appetite. Because the Bible says the earth opened up and swallowed all of the rebellious one up that rebelled against Moses. And so it's a bad thing for you to begin to mumble and grumble at the handwork of God. So after 40 years, they were there and about to go into the promised land, and Moses gave them the law and told them what they must do after they got into the promised land. God always has a plan